When I think of Lewis, I just think of someone who is like very perceptive, someone that really is aware of what's going on around him and has an instinct and listens to that instinct and acts on it. Coming from only Boone, which I'm assuming most of the audience doesn't know about, it's an area eastern Pueblo County, western Crowley, north of the Arkansas, and it is a really tough place to make a living.
Back in the days when you're young and you're taking a lot of chances, why you have a partner, you have the banker. So there's a lot more pressure, you know, if you're highly leveraged than there is when you own your own land and cattle. I still have that first piece of land that I bought in 1954. Today I have a little over 10,000 acres in Pueblo County.
So I mean, the only Boone country is really kind of unique. It's very sandy. What happens is when it doesn't rain, those soils are so erodible that any little consistent wind in that ground starts to move, and it's very hard to control it. In the 1980s, there was an effort by the U.S. Department of Agriculture to figure out how to reduce soil erosion and improve soil health and water quality throughout the United States. And the Great Plains was a place where there was a lot of concentration on it. Folks like Lewis and his neighbors and his friends in the Only Boone Soil Conservation District, I think, sat down and made some hard decisions about what they were going to do with their livelihood and how they were going to continue to live out there. And the decision they made was to put most of that ground that had been broken out and was farmed, to put it back into grass, permanent cover. Not only did they have to transform their entire way of living, because they were farmers, and they had to kind of reinvent how they did business, how they identified with themselves, and they had a big job ahead of them trying to revegetate literally thousands and thousands of acres of ground.
Drought is probably a #1 struggle in our area. It's a very arid part of Colorado.
You know, this last 15 years was just unbelievably stressful and hard, and starting in arguably maybe 2001, but definitely 2002, southeast Colorado and basically all the West has been under one of the worst droughts that we've ever experienced in recorded history.
When your farms dry up, you know, it affects everybody. It affects your stores, your banks, everything in the area suffers. So that's why I think we need land easements on land that'll keep it in agriculture.
Now, part of the award, and Lewis being the recipient, is a recognition of, you know, a person who has humility, who's thoughtful, is an innovator. I mean, we've seen that and on how he practices his farming and now his ranching. Quite frankly, a personality that's actually suited for an environment that's pretty difficult to manage. And I think arguably he's being recognized as being one of the best managers of that area.